What up, fish people? Kenny E with Daniken Aquatics. Well, guys, continuing on the fish room tour. Tonight I'm going to do the big boy room. And this tank consists of three 135s, 36-gallon bow front, a 120, and a that one I believe is a 110 tall or something like that. So we will start over here. This tank has taken a beating this year, guys, to be totally honest. I had a lot of fish age out on me in this tank. I lost all of my giant hatchet fish. Now, I had those fish for about 3 years, and I bought them as adults, so I have no idea how old they were. It's really bummer you can't get them anywhere. So I will keep my eyes open, hope to have them, but my little posse of silver dollars are doing great. They're still doing good. And of course, my poor old girl that got her butt kicked by her mate, that got her lips ripped off, is still doing great. There's my little pelagic in the back there. Now, believe it or not, this little guy here is the little brother of the ginormous one I have upstairs that you'll see in a later video, the Paratilapia bleakeri. I got him the same day as I got him, but he had some kind of issue. He's going on about 4 years old, and he's never gotten any bigger, and I know we should probably euthanize him. A lot of people would, but he honestly is a happy fish. He comes up and eats shrimp out of my hand, and I just don't have the heart to take him out yet because he seems to enjoy life. He likes to come up, and when he sees me, he'll usually come up and say hello. He still can swim and all that, but he's starting to get up there where I probably so far his quality of life hasn't seemed challenged, so I'm letting him hang about. And then also in here I've got 3 or 4 ginormous Raphael cats. These are the striped version. I also do have a spotted Raphael in here, but he's usually really good about hiding. And then I've got a couple of the last of my Turkana jewels. That's one of my big breeder males. I got my rainbow cichlid in here. So this has always been kind of I don't want to say reject, but it's been always the fish that have been misbehaving or have had an issue or what have you. And this is basically my tank where all the retirees can come to have a good life and live their best life. And then they end up, when they perish, but it's just my way of making sure that they get to have a good quality, beautiful life. So the 36-gallon bowl right here is home to our Schuble guppy line. Now these guys are phenomenal, love them to death. We have not offered any of these for sale. We will be down the road soon. Danny and I have just taken the time to make sure that the males, when they're being born, and the females being born are looking good, no crooked spines. But this is the true Schuble line. If y'all aren't familiar with them, they get a beautiful, this light's not doing justice because I got a bunch of grass up here. Let me see if I can get it to where we can see the greens on these guys. But the males get this beautiful green throughout. Come on, buddy, get over here. There's a big male. See that green tail? Absolutely sexy. But like I said, this is a Schuble line. Ain't that guy gorgeous? But these are super rare. Not a lot of them out there in the hobby. And the man that created this line is no longer with us. He did pass, so. But yeah, Danny and I have done a good job with these. We love them. And we've got lots of babies now. They're consistently breeding, finally. And they're known to eat their babies, but we keep these guys well enough fed where they haven't. Oh, look at that. Oh, it just makes my heart pitter patter. See that green flat? You can't, there you go. There's flashed it. Amazing, guys. I'm telling you, it just makes my heart pitter patter just looking at them. But almost every one of them comes out exactly like the first one. Just a gorgeous green. That first one you saw is my original male, and all the rest of these are fry. Danny and I started this colony originally with a trio, and we've built it up to this, and we've never offered them for sale. In the next year or so, I'm sure we're going to need to start making room, but I'll never ever let this line go. This is one of them. Told you we're going to be downsizing our guppy lines. This is one that's going to be staying. This, the blue Hawaiians. I'm even considering getting out of my stack endlers. I don't think I'm going to keep them around. And the Santa Maria endler, same thing. So as far as guppies, I think it's going to be these guys and the Hawaiian blue Moscows. So that is them. And then to the tank behind me, or next to me here, this is our little colony of Frontosa. Let me click this light off for a second so you guys can actually see. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Super skittish they are. These are Frontosa Barramundes. Burundis, I'm sorry. I said Barramundi. Thinking Al Bundy, I guess. But they're doing very well. I've got to get them into a bigger tank at this point. So they'll be getting that. One lone zebra is going to probably end up staying in here. And I'm going to transfer the rest of these Africans over. And I think I'm going to put the Frontosa down here. I got to get a good lid for that tank, though, before I do it. Because these guys do jump. They do a lot of crazy shit. And that's going to allow me to go and I would like to get these guys into a different tank, too. My little, it's the remainder of my colony of cockatoo cats. Or Synodontis multipasciatus. And then there's one big old, I've had him for almost 4 years now. Little red-tailed shark. That's one of my favorite fish of all time. I always will have one in the fish room. Love that fish. So, where should we go next? I guess I'll get on the... I'm going to do this tank over here for you guys, and then I'll get on the ground. So this is, like I said, 110 tall. And this is another one of those kind of posh tanks. We have Honduran red points in here. So the last of my breeding stock. All I have left are 2 males. These are true Hondurans. No hybridism or any of that. These are the true McCoys. And as you can see in the back there, I've got a beautiful royal pleco. The last of my koi angels. A lot of the fish in here are really getting old. And then the spotlight of this tank are my ginormous footballs that I call my clown loaches. They have a nickname, the Insane Clown Posse, which I love these guys to death. And I'm considering putting in with the Bricons in the 200, the 300, because I think that would benefit them to continue their growth. They've been in this tank, gosh, 3 years, 3.5 years in this tank. Half of the group in here is approximately 6 to 7 years old. The other half are about 3 years old. That one I particularly like. See the different markings on him? Super cool fish. And then I've got the poor outcast rockkill severum. The other 2 paired off and they were starting to beat on him, so he ended up in here. And I'm trying to find, I've also got a watermelon royal pleco in here. He usually hangs in here, but it looks like the clown loaches have scurried him out of his little area. I don't know where he's hiding right now. But he's a really cool looking little guy. So that is them. Then down here, this tank is going to be getting redone. As you guys recall, I moved all the convicts out. Well, I forgot and didn't see a bunch of the babies. So now all of a sudden we got a bunch of convicts in here again. So I need to pull all the rock again and get them all out. And then I'm going to redo the rock structure in here, make it bigger openings and bigger setups. And this is where those Frontosa are going to go. the star sapphires, and my one beautiful peacock down there, right there. That is my, Danny and I bred this fish. He's one of our babies. He's the last of them. I think the poor female died yesterday. She was 6 years old. Then the other surprise in here that a lot of people don't see is our Synodontis angelicus, which we absolutely love this fish as well. Gorgeous black fish with the white dots. And she's another one I would like to put in that 300 just to give her the extra platform, so hopefully we can get some size out of her. But as you can see, the convicts, oh, there's a big convict. I forgot I put him back in here. He was in another tank and I ended up having to move him, and I put him back in here since there were already convicts again. But the convicts, all of these convicts are going to go in the 300. My plan for them worked. Basically, by having them in the 300, when they do spawn, the Bricons almost immediately eat all the babies. So we don't have to worry about too many more of them showing up. I do have this one Mbuna. I don't keep many Mbuna in here. I have him in here. He's gorgeous. Those two torpedoes you see there are super rare cichlid from Lake Victoria. They are real stunners. That's the last of those. I got two males left. Like I said, guys, I kind of got off the African scene for a bit, but I'll be honest, I'm really thinking I'm going to have some really nice African tanks set up again soon. They're starting to get in my blood. Thanks, Peplin from Daniken Aquatics. You got me hooked on them again. But these star sapphires are from Peplin. And then I also have about 12 of his Borlei he was nice enough to send me. Now, I did have a bunch of these. And unfortunately, there was a killing spree in this tank a while back. And I lost, unfortunately, 10 of these guys. And what makes me mad is they were all just starting to do like these guys, starting to get their blotching, starting to get very gorgeous. But unfortunately, when you're doing fish keeping, things happen. It's just, can't give up. You just gotta stand up, dust yourself off, and do better next time. Then of course we got our two more Turkana jewels, both male, in here as well. So anyway, and then finally, on this side, this is my 135 that is home to Chaka the Fahaka, and then his buddies. And as you can see, this is multiplied, and the reason that is, I did have 3 or 4 babies of our own in here. Then our friend from the club, Regis, was nice enough to donate the rest of his breeding project. So now we have a bunch of them again, which is awesome. Chaka generally, because I keep them so well fed, doesn't mess with them to the most part. And these guys have bred in this tank several times. So we do get babies. I think Chaka, when they're wigglers, probably does have his way with them when they first are born, if he finds them. Luckily, I've got it now where this is really starting to grow in nice, the valve. So Chaka loves he just loves the weeds. He enjoys it. And I do throw crayfish in here once in a while for them. I usually try to put 3 to 4, maybe 5 of them at a time so they can get out and through here. Once in a while I do see a couple in here. He doesn't always get them, which the reason I like the crayfish, as you can see, the algae builds up in here. And the moam and all kinds of stuff. And the crayfish are really, really good at getting that stuff cleaned up. So, but as you can see, Chaka is just a character. If you're wondering why he is hovering in this spot, he thinks somebody's going to feed him. She's got him believing he's got a chance. But these little giant Daniels are fun. And I tell you, if you ever do keep these, one secret Danny and I have found with breeding them, it seems to work very well. Make sure you have a tank where it gets natural sunlight in it. Every time the sun shines in here, we catch them breeding. So I think it's something to do with that sunlight, gets them going. These original big guys you're seeing are probably, I don't know how old they were when my buddy was nice enough to bring them here. If you guys don't know who he is, it's Daniken Aquatics, but I do know he has recently opened a pet shop where he's specializing in reptiles, but I think he does do fish as well. He's got a place down in Salem now. I got to make a trip down there to see him. I keep meaning to, but seems like I never have time anymore. But anyway, guys, hope you're enjoying these tours. This is number 3 of probably 7 or 8. It's probably 8 now because we've added one more room since the last time I did the tours. So, as I said, this is the big boy room. And it's called the big boy room because it's all big tanks. But this room will be transforming again. I probably should have waited because Danny and I are doing a bunch of changing around and stuff. But that's why you guys like these fish room update tours, is because then you get to see what we're up to in most recent. So don't be surprised a year from now if this room looks completely different, because we have plans. All this dingy carpet we have in here is getting ripped up. And we're going to do all kinds of cool stuff. So as always, guys, love your fish. This is Kenny E with Daniken Aquatics and Danny saying goodbye for now. We'll see you soon. Peace.